The title of this lesson is called Constructing Congruent Angles, and we're going to cover standard 16 for this lesson. And the objective for this lesson is that you're going to be able to use a compass and a ruler to construct a congruent angle. All right? Remember that congruent angles are angles that have the same measure. All right? Before we begin, let's go ahead and take a look at what a compass is. And some of you guys may not be familiar with this. And a compass looks like this, okay? And on one side we have a pencil, on the other side we have what's called a compass point. And the compass point is our sharp little metal tip here that we use to pivot this compass, okay? And this compass, you can see, opens up, shrinks down, okay? And it opens up to different sizes. All right, and this is what we use when we are going to do constructions. All right, so before you begin this lesson, there's two things you have to have. Okay, the first thing is you have to have a compass and you have to have a ruler. So right now, if you don't have both of these things, go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and get them, and then come back and restart the video and continue on. If you already have these two things, then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So congruent angles are angles that are equal in measure, meaning you can see here that I have two different size angles. Okay. Appearance, they're different size. The size of the angles are. Okay. But each angle is congruent because they're both 60-degree angles. All right. And this is what we're going to be constructing today: congruent angles. Now, there's a few steps that we're going to have to take in order to construct a congruent angle. Okay, so you can see here that the first step is that we're going to use a ruler to draw a ray with endpoint D. Okay, this right here is our original angle that we're starting off with. Okay, so we use our ruler and we're going to draw point D, and then we're going to mark a ray coming from D. Okay. So, and I label D. That's step one. Okay. Step two is going to be that I'm going to place the compass point at A, and I'm going to draw an arc that intersects both sides of angle A. So here's my compass. I place my compass point on A, and I'm going to, the distance here, it doesn't matter as long as you intersect both arcs. So I'm going to strike my my arc by swinging and pivoting my compass from point A, and I draw my line that passes through. My compass moved on me. Sorry. It passes through both of those sides there. Okay, and let me go ahead and trace this in black so you can see this a little bit better. Okay, so there's the arc that I just swung. Okay, and I want to label the points of intersection B and C. So let's go ahead and label this one B and this one C. Okay, and that's step two. So let's go ahead and do step three. And with step three, we have our angle with the arc that we just drew. And what we want to do here is, using the same compass setting that we just did from step two, we want to place the compass point at D and draw an arc through the ray. Okay, so let me slide this up here. Okay, so I'm going to double check my measurement here. Okay, and I have the same one still. So then I place the compass point at D, okay, and I'm going to strike my arc through my ray. Now, I want to extend this all the way up past to where my angle would be 2, just because I'm going to use this after the next step. Okay, so I draw my arc up there, and I'm going to go ahead and color this in black so you can see this. Okay, so there's my arc from D, and I'm going to label the point of intersection E. Okay, so now that we're done with step 3, let's go ahead and move to step 4. And step 4, I want to use the compass and I want to measure the distance between B and C. Okay, so I place my compass point on B, and I'm going to open or close my compass until that pencil is sitting right there at the point where that arc intercepts at C. Once I have that distance, I'm going to then take that point, that compass point, and I want to put it at point E and draw an arc through the other arc. And here's what that's going to look like. Okay, so I place my compass point here on point E, and I draw my arc through my other arc, and this one doesn't have to be big, just as long as you can see where it intercepts. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw this one in here. Okay, and we just did step 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to step 5. And for step 5, I want to label the point of intersection F. Okay, so the arc that we just drew here, I'm going to label that F, that point of intersection. Okay, and then all I want to do now at this point is I want to take my ruler and draw a line that runs from point D all the way through F. Okay, so there's point D, there's F, and I draw my line. Actually, let me use a different color here than what I have so you can see this a little better. So I'm going to draw my line, and I have an angle DE or angle EDF, which is now congruent to angle BAC. Okay, and that would be how we draw or how we construct a congruent angle. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask for assistance. If you don't, congratulations, and go ahead and get started on the worksheet.